Okay, now we can tell you about money matters, and the JSE All-Share Index is slightly up again today, the third straight session of advances. Market sentiment continues to be supported by inflation optimism. Zwelakhe Mnguni is the Chief Investment Officer at Benguela Global Fund Managers, and he joins us now to help us make sense of the latest moves. Thank you very much, Mr. Mnguni, sir, for your time and your patience with us. Let's start with an overview of how local and international trade is faring so far today.
Yeah, thank you so much. The market is positive up today. Our South African markets up today. I think on the back of what was quite a strong rally in the US markets yesterday. And certainly we are seeing, in particular, the resources continue to do very well. And within resources, we are seeing the platinum sector coming through, continue to come through quite strongly. The gold have also followed. But as you said, I mean, the big theme, the big story is that with inflation having slowed down, at least come to closer to the target of the US Fed, we are likely to see that the interest rate hikes will probably stop, and potentially we'll see rate cuts in future. So that is the big sentiment. So across the board, global markets are positive at varying degrees.
Okay, mining production decreased by 0.8% year-on-year in May. What does that tell us about the state of our economy?
Look, I think we remain challenged. I think one single factor that affects mining production has been the price of fuel, also, but the availability of electricity. I think we've seen those two factors playing a major role in the ability of the mining sector to execute on production. And unfortunately, a lot of it has happened at a time when the commodity prices had been high but coming down, and our companies have been unable to take advantage of the high prices or in the offshore market, or at least the weaker rand that we had experienced. So it is unfortunate and will have implications for our treasury at some point in time.
Speaking of implications, India is considering banning exports of most rice varieties, a move that may send lofty global prices of the staple higher. Talk us through what this means for South Africa, with India being our second biggest supplier.
Yeah, India is actually quite a significant supplier of rice globally, and we've, with the most recent developments around the weather patterns, particularly what is called the El Nino, which is the warmer weathers that lead to lower yields and in production and dry environments that disable crops to grow. India has actually moved to curb the export of the production to try and protect their own population needs, and that is something that has seen the price of rice, for example, going up quite meaningfully. I think up over 10% in the last 12 months. So for South Africa, it means that the price of rice will go higher, and I think it also means that we would also struggle with supplies, and that may even have a secondary effect in terms of the price of rice across the world.
So despite having significantly reduced British American Tobacco's share of its asset base over the last decade, Rennet says it has received 122 million euros in dividends from BAT in the year ended March. What's going on?
Yeah, look, I think Rennet has done very well to reduce their exposure, or at least their portfolio, from predominantly being a British American tobacco holder. At the time, they accounted for 80% of their net asset value. I think it accounts for about 27%. And despite that, what they've done is they've always received a dividend from British American Tobacco, and they've been able to use that dividend to basically purchase other investments and drive growth of their net asset value. So it's a function of British American Tobacco being able to price on some of the combustion products, but also the new products starting to take shape within their growth vectors. So it's quite a positive move, and British American Tobacco, or Rennet, has benefited quite a lot from that dividend that have been come from BAT.
Chief Investment Officer at Benguela Global Fund Managers, Zwelakhe Mnguni. Thank you very much, sir, for your time this afternoon.